When you're on the winning team, but Pilgrim Pete and Neil Warnock are on your side, maybe it's better to take the loss. Hello and welcome to the Big Bank Theory podcast. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
Hello, Dan. City 2, Argyle 4.
Yeah.
Devon Derby.
We lost it.
We lost it after showing so much promise.
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, we were ahead twice.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I mean, we got a great old little team going for us. I mean, they're still talentless hacks. And yeah, we lost it.
We did lose it. They're not talentless. So
no, they're not. That's the
annoying
depressing thing.
But neither are we. Do you mean we did lose, but that's obviously disappointing.
Yes.
But we did some good things.
We did.
We definitely didn't embarrass ourselves, and that is the main thing.
Wasn't an embarrassment.
No.
Some Argyle fans were even vaguely acknowledging that we were quite good.
Okay. Well, thank goodness for that.
Let's talk about the highlights.
That's how I live for that.
Gary Caldwell's second game in charge.
Yeah, it feels like he's been here forever, but actually he's only been here since last Monday.
Gary.
He's there.
He gave it a right good go.
Yeah.
Bit of a change.
No Giovanni in the starting lineup. Puts Dieng and Kite and Collins in the middle as a 3. And then sticks with Stano and Nombe up front.
Yep. Josh
Still
Key
no
centre-back.
check.
No.
He's on the bench. He does come on, but so Josh Key centre back again. The rest kind of as we're used to. And it worked pretty well. It did work pretty well. Like first half, like on the whole.
First 20 minutes we were flying.
Yeah, we were. They
couldn't get in it at all, could they?
No, we definitely started the better of the two teams for sure. Stansfield for the whole game, brilliant.
Yep.
Obviously, that was his best game I think for us so far. Really showed his like quality. Do you know what I mean? Like, and also he was the most up for the derby as well. Like really kind of up for it. A lot of tasty challenges, squared up to someone.
Yeah.
Didn't really kind of gave it everything. And it seems to do every game. He's really pleased to be here, I think. And
of course, thing number one to remember is it's his first run at first team football, isn't it?
yeah, and he's doing it all the right ways. It's obviously the right thing to do for his career. Like, yeah, he could have gone to a different team, but he came to come, the one back to the team that means something to him, and that's great and that's good for us. But yeah, it's excellent. And the quality of the 2 assists that he provided last night were they're special, both special bits of play. Such good strength as well. Do you mean? Which is a bit like Adam Stansfield was like that as well, wasn't he?
So first goal, Stano's on the left wing, carrying it forward. Nearly gets brought down, but keeps going, doesn't he?
Yeah, ref gives a play on there, which is a good one. I think he sees that he's in behind there, and if he can stay on his feet, that's obviously the better option. He's out wide so far that a free kick wouldn't do us much good anyway, especially with our set piece delivery.
Yeah.
And then lovely little outside of the boot pass for Collins, his old mate Collins, who arrives for a tap in.
Lovely, 1-0.
Yeah.
City fans go wild. You were there.
I was there. Yeah, it's fun. It was how you expect it to be, really. Weather wasn't great.
You don't say.
Yeah,
absolutely honking, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was bad.
The fellas on the telly were talking like surprised. Oh, usually nice down these parts.
Yeah, but it's not like this is what what's he called? Gary Meverill.
Who's Gary Meverill?
Gary Caldwell keeps saying. Part of the reason he moved down here because it's like, it's great weather.
I
know it's good compared to Scotland, which is it's like last night every day, 365 days a year.
Yeah.
But I don't know if someone's told him it's like like, I don't know, Tenerife or something. It's sort of the same. It's like it's not going to be.
Well, it's always raining in Plymouth, isn't it?
It
Anyway,
rains a lot. It does rain a lot.
Anyway, we kept that lead for 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Was it that long?
Yeah, it was that long.
It felt like 10 seconds.
I mean, 40 seconds of that is celebrating. 20 seconds
right,
of that
okay,
is...
so not of play?
No.
Real time.
Real
okay,
time.
Right, yeah, that's about right, yeah.
They get the ball deep on the left wing. Josh Key tries to hold fella up, doesn't he?
Well, that's what he likes to do, isn't it? He likes to kind of win the ball back, even no matter where he is. It can be a bit dicey sometimes, but it does... Sometimes he comes away with the ball in those situations, and he's got space to run, carry the ball up the pitch.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, yeah, he should have smashed it out, and he had every opportunity just to do that, give away a throw in, but he doesn't do that. It's a good battle down that side with him slightly, but more so Jake Caprice.
Well, Caprice was excellent last night, particularly first half.
What's he called? That guy.
Was that Ennis or was that?
No, it's.
Who cares? Let's call him
Barley Mow.
Oh yeah, Mumba. Yeah.
Who's a good player on loan from somewhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, so more of him later. But he and then he crosses it in. It's a bit too easy again. The ball into the box.
Well, Hartridge is a bit late getting there, isn't he? And
yeah, Hartridge is kind of in two minds about where to go, I think, and then. Yeah, it's 1-1
instantly.
So you get a bit of like, oh yeah, brilliant. This is like we're winning. And then literally second later, it's over.
Yeah. Do you think Barley Mumba's any relation to the Barley Mow in Exwick?
Well, I mean, you never know. You never know.
I mean, could be. It's now a co-op.
I don't think it's spelt like barley, like fruit and barley. It's more like Barley, Indonesia.
Ah.
The sort of surfers, whatever.
Well, the Barley Mows are sort of surfers'
Is
paradise.
it?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
That's where they're all going and giving the old shackers.
Surfers' paradise. I don't know. I don't know anything about. I've never heard of them before, obviously, because I'm sure other people. I'm not bothered about looking him up.
My favourite thing last night, it really kind of shone a light, because like Twitter kind of goes mad with. We've alluded to them before, like Twitter journalists. Like kind of looking for a career with the Athletic or whatever, and of course it was on the telly. Was it the only EFL game last night? Maybe the only game even.
Yeah, it was almost the only game in Europe.
Yeah,
there was two like kind of Spanish matches. Getafe were playing or something, and then one and then a couple of Italian games.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the attention was on it, right?
Yeah.
So then all these people pipe up. And my favourite was a Twitter account called something like Football Scout Watch.
Right.
And they ran a poll on who most scouts in Europe are going to be watching last night. Do you know who City's choice was? It could be Gianni Brown, it could be Sam Nombe, it could be Stansfield, of course, it could be Dieng. Sweeney.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm sure
all there.
Sweeney is on the on the radar of all manner of European giants.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
No disrespect to Sweeney.
Shamrock Rovers want to get him back. No respect to Sweeney, of course, excellent. But I was like, oh, that's absolutely classic. So yeah, it was 1-1 at half time, wasn't it? And City had to be very pleased.
Yeah, they came back. They were back in it after the second goal, after the equaliser.
Yeah.
And it wasn't so much a case of us kind of like seeing it through to half time, but I'd say it was on balance more Argyle for the rest of that half. But 1-1 at half time was I'd say it was about right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it really did feel like it could go either way as we were going into the second half. It did.
So change ends, obviously. City attacking the away fans. Blackman with his new red and black hair.
Yeah. It got rid of the green. It would have been obviously because we lost.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, it's good that he changed it, but it would have been. I was thinking, if he keeps it and we win, it'll be funny. But
would have been funny, pretty funny anyway.
Well, not that funny, but anyway.
Anyway, so City come out of the traps again. No changes at half time, was there?
No. Again, it's like Stansfield kind of like spurring everyone on, really, just giving it giving it everything.
Well, Nombe's kind of found his match, hasn't he? Because Nombe's been the man for like enthusiasm and energy, and now there's someone more enthusiastic and more energetic than him.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
So Stano.
Other things you mentioned. Collins is play really well.
Yeah,
Harry Kite started. I don't think he's started for a while, has he, Kite? But really good too. Especially in the first half, and it seemed to be working that 3-man midfield. And you're coming up against a team at the top of the league who've won every home game so far. I mean, whatever you think of Argyle, they're pretty good this season. And
they're really good. And do you know what? It was really interesting. Both teams,
and they got some really good players, like that guy Whitaker. I think he's there from Swansea. The lad Mumbo we talked about before, and
Niall Ennis,
Cosgrove as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's loads of good players in there,
and of course, some of their best players are on the bench still.
Yeah, and we did well to keep them quiet, and I think that was down to people like Kite and Collins putting in a lot of good challenges. Yeah, it was. I
was full of dread though, I got to say, when I was listening on they did the big build up on the radio, classic. Of course, I recorded some Argyle supporters saying they're going to thrash us. I thought, that'd be great podcast content when they don't. But alas, I've deleted them. So I just thought, I was filled with absolute dread. I don't know why. I let myself read Twitter, and I don't know who these people are that pop up. I don't know why I've never heard from them before. Because, on City Twitter, you get all the normal crowd, don't you? And I recognise most of the names. There's Cornwall Morris, and there's Jensen, and there's David Group. These kind of people. You see them, and you think, oh yeah, fine. And then suddenly there's these new people. I've never heard of them before. Some in Grecian, and they're like, Caldwell will get us relegated. Caldwell's so defensive. He's left Brown out. They hate it. He hates him already. All this stuff. And I was reading this before the game, and I was like, oh no, it's going to be ultra defensive. But it wasn't at all.
He's only been there a week.
I know. It's complete madness, but I get drawn in because I believe anything that's written down.
Right.
And I was like, oh no, it's going to be defensive nightmare, kick and run. But it really wasn't. They all played really well. Passing, running, making space, not being afraid to do kind of bold things. I thought it was excellent. While the Brown debate, I'll take and I'll listen to, I thought those three in the middle, plus the wing-backs, were excellent. And the centre-backs.
I don't know why you have to read in some, or you have to we don't know what goes on. I mean, there might be, anything could happen as the season goes on with certain players and a new manager coming in, and people might be happy with that or not. No one's going to be happy with being dropped, but we've said a few times, and everyone, it was not everyone could see that those other 2 4-2s, the other ones we lost 4-2.
Yeah.
The 3 up front was leaving us short in the middle.
Yeah.
And you have to drop one of them. Nombe's in form, been scoring, and as a runner, much more of a runner, and Stansfield's in amazing form. So you got to start him, and he obviously showed that that was the right decision.
Yeah.
And so it had to be Brown to drop out, but I think we should assume it was tactical, at least for.
Of course it was. I don't know why.
No other information.
You'll all have recognised the things I'm saying. I don't know why I'm giving whoever it is credence. There's a few of them, but anyway, I thought they were. I thought
the mute button is your friend.
Hey,
the mute button.
Yeah, I should use it. I've only muted one person on Twitter.
Have you?
Yeah, she's gone now, Katie Hopkins.
She'll be back soon, though, won't she?
Elon's pulled her back in.
Yeah, I'm just mute anyone that says anything even remotely annoying.
Oh, is that why you never reply to me? So Stansfield has the ball, centre midfield, pushes forwards, loses it, and then wins it back instantly.
Yeah.
And he's got the wherewithal, and he's bought himself a bit of time, and off non-base heads, and Stansfield, if you haven't seen it, it's absolute beautiful pass. He plays it to the left of the defender that Nombe hasn't even started to run round the back of yet.
Yeah. He just plays it into the space where you can see that there is that Nombe could get into.
Sam will get there.
It's perfect pass. It's really nice. You just can watch it over and over again,
And then Nombe finishes it beautifully.
Yeah, goes
2-1.
around the keeper. Yeah, 2-1.
2-1.
This time it lasted a little bit longer.
What did it
We
last?
got to enjoy that one that bit of lead for 4 minutes.
Was it only 4 minutes?
So I think that makes we were ahead in the match, even including sort of stoppages, about 6 or 7 minutes.
Oh well, I mean, there have been games when we haven't been ahead at all.
No, true, yeah.
So then they score this very long. So obviously the pressure comes on straight away because they got the home crowd.
Yeah, they win a corner.
But did you know, here, by the way, here's a statistic for you, courtesy of Sky Sports.
Yeah.
City have scored the most goals equal. Argyle might have overtaken them now. But at the beginning of the game last night, we'd scored 5 goals from corners, which is equal best in League One. You'd never know that, would you? They don't mean direct from corners. They mean within that phase of play. But still.
Okay. I can remember a few.
Yeah, well, that's why.
Yeah,
there you go, and no one else is doing it either, it seems. Anyway, so it's an Argyle corner.
Yeah, it bounces all the way out.
Who's there? He's their last man.
Yeah, so he's like, because he's a wing back kind of guy. Like Caprice is usually the one who stays back for us. He was just kind of the last man on the corner. And
unlike Caprice, he has a shot.
Well, yeah,
goes somewhere near the goal.
I think Blackman punches it out. It ends up getting laid back out to him, and he just smashes it into the corner. It's a really good shot.
When you look,
and it's a long way out.
It's a long way out, and I think because both for defending corners and attacking corners, City are kind of in this block. Like almost this like 6.
Yeah, that looks like a new
crowd.
kind of Caldwell thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but also for defending. So Argyle are obviously doing it as well. And then they look up, and you can see it now. There's an angle. Have you seen that angle? It's from behind Argyle's goal.
Right.
And you can just see there's just this clump of people from about 1/4 of the way across the goal. So the Argyle player finds the gap. And I just don't think Blackman can see it.
No, but I mean, I think you can make that more difficult for him. Obviously, it is a kind of wonder goal, like great technique.
Make it more difficult for him, yeah,
right
definitely.
In the corner, it's a long way away. But no one charges out to close him down, or if they do, it's kind of too late and from the side rather than running out towards him. And like you got to give him less to. He's got time to look and choose his spot. Really, like I was thinking even then, like why are we just stood there? Like at least run at him. Well, like he might still score because, like you said, it was kind of like I said, it's a hell of a goal. But like, at least make it a bit harder. And then also by doing that, you're less likely to unsight Blackman.
Yeah.
Like less people in the way. I don't think he could do anything about that one.
No, I don't think he could.
So it's 2-2.
2-2 with about half an hour to go.
Yeah.
So then Giovanni comes on.
Yeah. So then we make a few changes. Understandable at the time. It didn't really work out for us after the changes were made. I wouldn't put it all down to that, but I think it was kind of going all right with the system we had. And Giovanni for Tim Dieng is one very different player for another.
Yeah.
And
you almost wanted to play. I mean, it's hard to know. Maybe you don't want to take him off. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe Giovanni doesn't come on.
Yeah, and he didn't have like or Nombe.
Yeah.
He didn't have like. He didn't do. Giovanni didn't have a bad game. He kind of got a few. He was okay with the ball played into his feet, like back to goal and trying to link a few things up. But then he gives away the ball for the third goal.
Yeah. In
the middle of midfield.
Yeah.
And then the defending from that point is, sloppy is.
Yeah, I think it's Czech. I think it's really
well, Czech's come on as well, right?
Yeah,
so and he hasn't played much recently.
So he's come on for Caprice. He's gone to Caprice and then Czech. I just think, in retrospect, in hindsight, because normally you think like, Czech. We were all like, oh, it's a shame Czech's not starting, but he just wasn't on it.
He's a little bit on his feet, but the other thing is you can get away with that against with a bit of sloppiness compared to some teams. But they Argyle bring on Ryan Hardy, their top goal scorer from last season, always popping up with goals, and he was clinical. And they got the ball into him inside the box. We don't deal with it. Yeah. He turns and smashes it in. It's exactly what you want from a player, quick thinking to quick turn. smashes it in, and that's the game, sort of the game over at that point. Although Harry Kite does hit the bar shortly after.
Absolute humdinger.
Yeah, and sort of hurts himself in the process, or gives himself cramp or something and has to go off.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can make mistakes, and I've noticed this when we've played not so well against other teams earlier in the season, but less good teams than Argyle, where you think like we've got away with that because these guys aren't very good. Whereas we didn't get away with any of the mistakes we made last night.
No, Derby's kind of case in point. We had a few sloppy passes against Derby. And
even against them.
Because
on the night, they weren't any good either.
No.
But we were punished last night, and obviously they're the informed team of the league.
They've won every game at home.
So
I think Colwell will be disappointed. Like, he'll probably be a bit disappointed in himself. As in, like, he set the thing up really well.
Yeah.
And then
I think probably he'd like to think he'll think, oh, maybe what things I could do differently, as well as what the players could do differently, and he think maybe that change didn't quite work. I get what he was doing, trying to bring on Giovanni on, and then by the end we had so many attackers on the pitch because Matt J came on for Harry Kite,
yeah,
and then you got the wing backs high up the pitch,
yeah.
So you've got Sparks, Key, Nombe, Brown, Stansfield, and Matt J, all like, and
I mean, at 3-2, you got to go for it.
And then
you
have,
he said
yeah,
as
of course.
much, didn't
and
he?
then, but obviously you give away a fourth goal, which was another kind of bad bit of defending. Really, they just let them in through the middle, and we've done that a bit, haven't we? Just like straight, and obviously it makes sense. It's down the middle where we're losing goals, but we've had this kind of like mass of centre back issues. You got Josh Key, not completely to blame for the first goal, but not a centre back. Chet coming back in for an injury.
Yeah,
it's a shame. And Sweeney, as good as he's been this season, wouldn't be the first choice for your middle centre back. He's not someone who is going to really lead that defensive line.
No, that's right.
He's much better on the right hand side of the three with someone like fit Chet Diabate or poor old Sam Stubbs being the other one.
I mean, if 15 minutes left, we're 2-1 up.
Yeah.
If that long ranger hadn't done what it did, you'd think. I mean, obviously Colwell would have made different changes as well. I think.
Well, he was saying in his post match that if you just hold on to a lead for a little bit longer, it gets the kind of like the crowd are quiet. This is what you're saying, and then the players get more frustrated. You try more things, so we just needed to keep it at. And Sweeney said the same thing. If we kept it at 1-0 longer, it might have been different. If we kept it at 2-1, we didn't. We were sloppy and we were punished for it. So
that's right. It's it's the old what ifs, isn't it? No shame in it.
We weren't expecting to win it.
Wasn't embarrassing.
It's just a bit. The only thing that's disappointing about it really is that we were winning twice.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So there we are.
Yeah.
How was that? You got home safe, as we can see.
Yeah. I didn't get my head stoved in by any Janners.
No, by Smeaton.
Who's that?
I don't know. It's his tower, innit?
Okay, no. He left me alone.
Fair enough. He's easy to see coming in his red and white striped.
Oh, cheers to Glyn. Don't know if he listens to the podcast, but I sorted out a ticket for my mate.
Oh yeah, nice one, Glyn.
But then when I was trying to find him, my phone doesn't work, so it was a nightmare. One of the Argyle stewards went and sort of found him for me.
Oh yeah,
and got him to bring over tickets. So they're not all bad.
Very good. So that was that. That was the Devon Derby. First one in a few years. Next one's in March, isn't it?
April.
I mean, they'll already be promoted by then, the way they're going.
Yeah.
There we are.
I'm looking forward to that though. It's a nice bit of extra.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if I'd want it every year, which I think we probably won't have to worry about. But
I still got a dream that we'll meet them at Wembley for the playoff final. But there we are.
Oh, that really is a dream.
I wonder if they're I wonder how long they're managers for them. Because surely he's hot property, isn't he?
I think he is. They were talking about West Brom being interested. They went with someone else. I mean, play like that, someone will higher up the food chain will get your manager. That's the way it goes, you know?
Yeah, they'll take Sweeney too, those scouts. That's what they're like.
Yeah, well, to keep hands off Ancelotti or whoever else wants him.
Yeah, he's ours. All right. Well, more about all this nonsense in a minute. Welcome back to the Big Bang Theory podcast. Remember, you can email us, bigbankpod@gmail.com. You can tweet us at bigbankpod, or you can find us on Facebook as well for all the chat that we'd love to have. So the league table now leaves us in 10th. It's all getting a bit tighter around, well, below playoffs down, isn't it, really? The bottom 4 or 5 are drifting away a bit.
We've played a game more than about the next sort of 5 or so below us.
Right.
And they're all only about 2 points behind us.
Yeah, which is all quite close, isn't it?
We've also got to play, in the next 6 games, we've got to play 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th.
Yeah.
And Morecambe.
Yeah.
So
Morecambe are 23rd, right?
Yeah, or 22nd. By Christmas, we might be, you know,
cut right adrift.
Yeah, I mean, it could look very differently in a few weeks' time. We got a tough run of fixtures, haven't we?
It's really tough for Colwell.
I mean, it's a bad time, not a bad time to come in, but it's a hard time to come in, isn't it?
Because like, if Matt Taylor was still here, or, you know, Matt Taylor was still here at Christmas, and we didn't win any of these 6, there'd be grumblings, of course, but they'd be like, well, you know, it was always going to be a hard league. We love Taylor, blah, 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 blah. He's got a good plan. For a new manager to come in and be hit by those, I mean, to get through it, not unscathed, like, I don't think City are going to sack him. I'm sure they're not. But to have positivity still with him, he needs 2 or 3 wins.
Yeah.
Honestly, doesn't he?
Everyone's going to give him obviously we're going to give him a chance.
We are. And other people are, but there's some people already moaning.
Well, there's always going to be people moaning, isn't there? But like, I think you got to like. Everyone knows you need time with a new team,
and everyone knows that.
And it just happens to be unfortunate we've got to play a lot of the teams that are a lot better than us in his first month here.
Yeah. Having said that,
I'll say this about Gary Colwell.
Oh yeah.
Very cleanly shaven.
Is he?
I mean, I was watching it last night on the his interview.
Oh yeah.
And also the Exeter City, the camera they use, to do the interviews.
Oh yeah.
Is such sort of high quality camera that you can see every crevice of a man's face. Yeah. It's like the most of all the things I ever watch on telly, it's the most high quality thing.
Wow.
I see.
Wow.
I don't know what this camera is. I don't know anything about cameras, but all right, fair enough. I mainly just watch Midsummer Murders, which is filmed in the 90s, but like
it's mainly just watercolors, and then they flick through them like a flick book.
Yeah, but the camera they're using for these interviews, let me tell you, is better than the camera they're using for Poirot.
I mean, I can't say I'm shocked. That's good to know.
You can see how he's very, he's like close razor, like I don't know what they call that, a clean shave.
Clean shave.
Yeah,
he's shaving twice a day,
which you don't see that often, do you?
No, you don't. Stubble's the thing of the era, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's got a nice little haircut, hasn't he, Gary Colwell? Lovely little haircut.
Wearing all blue last night, blue coat.
Well, I was a bit like
joggers.
Disappointed. He's straight in there. We had one game where he looked
at a cardi,
smart.
Yeah.
And then the very second game, it's raining, but he's wearing like those kind of skinny tracksuit bottoms and this big blue coat.
Yeah.
And
but it was absolutely honking.
Yeah, and I was like, I've always kind of thought you don't really need to be wearing active wear if you're a manager because you're not really playing, are you? You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
But when we were losing,
yeah,
he was grabbing the ball when it went out for a throw and lobbing it back and jumping for it. So I was thinking, all right, fine, okay, he couldn't do that in a pair of, brogues.
I think that's good, isn't it? I like a manager who stands there and doesn't do anything, but I also like a manager who's active. you know, it portrays something to the players, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Certainly.
So I'm giving him a chance on that.
Okay.
I expect other fans to give him a chance based on the results. I'm going to be giving him a chance based on what he's got on.
Good. He explains himself very well. I thought the 2 interviews I've seen, or the 2 post-matches I've seen with him so far, he's good. He can tell us what went wrong.
Yeah, the interviews have been impressive, haven't they?
Yeah. I can see why
he got a nice demeanour.
Yeah. I can see why he got the job based on how he talks, you know, and obviously the football, we'll wait and see, but promising so far. But yeah, it's a tough old run. So this Saturday, no league game, but it's first round of the FA Cup.
Yeah, another glamour tie.
I mean, the first round's always dire, isn't it?
Port Vale.
You either get someone you play all the time, especially when you're in League One, or you get some bogey team, don't you?
Port Vale away,
who we play all the time, who we struggle to beat.
They're the current one, aren't they? The teams that we play all the time
and struggle to beat. So, yeah, up to Vale Park, big old pitch. Again, I mean, he said it in the interview, didn't he? Like, he wants to see a nice cup run, which obviously Tisdale always hated.
Yeah.
And Matt Taylor never seemed to be that into.
No.
So, nice to, it would be nice to have a nice old cup run.
It would be, yeah, it would be. But we've got a difficult, the next round after this is pretty soon as well, right?
Yeah, end of November, isn't it?
So, and we got a lot of games going on. But at the same time, I think probably losing would be bad for the mentality of the fans and for the players.
Well, this is a winnable game. Like, even though we struggle to beat them, like, they're of our standard.
Yeah,
we can again. You can try out.
Yeah, I wonder what he'll do. Whether he'll see this as a chance to try out something else that he's interested in, or if we'll stick, even if it's just a matter of sticking with the extra one in midfield like we did last night, or going back to 3 up top.
Yeah.
Whether he'll think I could have a look at some of these other players I haven't really seen too much of yet.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Diabate plays and is kind of well enough to kind of use that at least as a kind of like way to get himself back match fit, because if we do go out of the FA Cup, it's not the end of the world.
So who does he leave out then? Because Caprice was amazing first half last night.
I've been thinking about that, whether, because
Sparks was brilliant
Caprice has looked good since Caldwell was on the radar, since Matt Taylor left. I mean, it's been good consistently, Caprice, when he's been used. On the whole, he's not great every game, but like, so I imagine Caldwell would have been impressed with Caprice since he came in. So then, when we got 3 fit centre backs, does he then go straight back into using Key as a right wing back, or one of them's got there's not room in the side for both of them if all the centre backs are there. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with that. But then he's watched. It's not like he's only got that to go on. He said he watched all of our games, so he's seen plenty of Key playing at wing back, and he can see what he can do.
Yeah.
So that's going to be. It'll be interesting. I obviously hope we get a win, and it would be good to have a cup run. We don't want to lose against someone who's, like I said, mentality-wise, we don't want to lose against someone who's like the same as us or worse.
No, it's really.
But you might get someone big, in the next.
Well, that's always the
round.
dream, isn't it? Which obviously helps the money and everyone loves. Okay.
We could get Taunton, couldn't we? They're in it.
They're in the first round, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lloyd James got him in there.
That's right.
All people.
He did.
He must be getting on a bit.
Surely.
Yeah.
Because after he left City, he went to Forest Green, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's that, and then, like you said, it comes thick and fast. So then it's Peterborough at home. Then it's Ipswich at home.
Ipswich home, also on the telly, isn't it?
Lunchtime kickoff, midday, which is awful early.
Isn't it 1 o'clock?
No, I think it's midday.
Oh, right. Okay.
I might be wrong, but I think that's what I read.
Yep.
Which means I'm leaving the house at 11:30.
Oh, we got them all now. We've got them all up there. We've got to play Bolton. We've got to play Peterborough, Sheffield Wednesday, Ipswich.
Yeah. Wednesday's at home, isn't it, as well? So
yeah,
busy old time.
It is.
Anything else we'd like to see from Coldwell? Anything we've, anyone seen him around town? I want to know, has anyone seen him around town?
I keep looking out for him in town.
Does he tip well?
Is he checking out the local hotspots? Is he having a look around? Has he been to the Ram? Is he gone for a pint in... Hey, has he been up the Stoke Arms?
Well, that would break from going to Artigiano's, wouldn't it? That'd be a nice change.
Do you know in the Stoke Arms, you can get a carvery lunch. Guess how much for the carvery lunch?
Well, cost of living crisis and all that. $10.99.
Wrong.
How much?
£2.50.
What? £2.50?
£2.50 for a carvery lunch in the Stoke Arms.
£2.50?
That's a good deal, isn't it? £2.50.
That's remarkable.
Apparently, I think there's 2 plate sizes, so you can get a slightly bigger plate.
Is it just one trip to the carvery?
Got your big plate, Alan, kind of job. Yeah. £3.50 for the big one. £2.50 for the
wow.
But you can still pile it up, I think.
£2.50?
£2.50. Nothing's £2.50 in this day and age. Even if, you see it on the news all the time, don't you? And people going on about how a Freddo costs £2.50 now.
Well, if you bought an all-day breakfast sandwich from Tesco's,
or
roast dinner sandwich, that's £4.
It's more than £2.50.
It's more than £2.50. Gary, you'd like it up there.
Yeah,
bargain.
So if you're listening, Gary, can we
recommend the Stoke Arms? I haven't been there in a very long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a pub that sells a roast dinner for £2.50, so
recommends itself.
It is how you'd imagine it to be.
Got parking. Close to St James Park.
Soon they'll have all their Christmas lights up too, which that's something to see.
Yeah.
You might like that, Gary. Don't know if you're feeling on fairy lights.
How often do you think Gary Coldwell goes to St James Park? Do you think he just goes when we've got a home game?
He's never been, has he?
Yeah, because there's definitely a photo of him on the pitch.
Yeah, but that's the only time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Do you think he's got an office there, or do you think his office is just at the Cat and Fiddle?
He'll have an office at the ground as well, won't he, the manager?
So then pop up. Go up the Stoke Arms.
Yeah.
You could walk.
Mm-hmm. I'll take you up there if you want.
We'll meet you there.
Yeah. Oh, we'll meet you there. Yeah.
It's 1 o'clock now, so see you at 2?
No, but it's only on Sunday, I think, the carvery.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
See you at 2 on Sunday.
I'll be there. We'll be there at 2 o'clock Sunday.
Wearing
Gary,
red carnations.
If you're there, yeah. I'll be the one wearing the white chiffon scarf.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Lovely. All right, it's a date. Thanks, Gaz. Thanks for listening, everyone. My name's John. I've been here with my friend and colleague, Dan.
Cheers.
See you soon.